doing?
When the armed robber leaves, when you're coming back, why are you coming? Because sometimes you see armed robber shooting here. Police is there, not too far, not like maybe 5 kilometers.
They're not coming.
They're not coming. Maybe probably the body cam will film them. Why are you guys there when you're hearing gunshots here? Maybe a serious robbery taking place. When you stop hearing the gunshot, then you now on your ignition and drive down here. But then
I'm interested in the 200 naira they're taking.
It's really well. So now, in conclusion, Jaja, what is the way forward for the common man, for me and you, for you and me? What is the way forward in one word?
You're welcome to yet another exciting episode of the biggest podcast show in the city of Port Harcourt.
We are Gistcity Port Harcourt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's yet another exciting moment, an exciting episode of the biggest podcast show in the city of Port Harcourt. I'm talking about the Gistcity podcast, and we are right here giving you a fresh episode for this week. All right, so without wasting much time, may we go straight to introducing our sponsors and our associate sponsors on this show. Number one on the list is the Belema Oil Producing Limited, a truly Nigeria Delta indigenous oil company dedicated to empowering local communities, dedicated to empowering its host communities, dedicated to empowering me and you, dedicated to empower the entire Nigeria Delta, the entire River State, most importantly, the Calabar is where they drill oil from. Up next is the MLJ Marine Oil and Gas, another oil company dedicated to empowering local communities, local youth, local women, entrepreneurs, startup business, give startup capitals to business owners, small business owners, SMEs, and a whole lot of that, you know. So believe me, Emerging Marine Oil and Gas, Belema Oil Producing Limited, they've got you covered. Without wasting much time, let me use this moment to introducing my co-host in the building, Mommy Gelba. So we have barrister Mrs. Gelba Damebi Princeville. Gelba, how are you?
Tired.
How's the week? How are you tired?
Okay.
What's happening now?
I want classic cream bread.
No, I want to buy you ice cream.
I don't want
Which flavor you want?
I don't have.
Tell me now.
I be Gary and soup person. I don't need ice cream.
Okay. After this show, I owe you one Gary and soup. You come with me.
I'll use your technique.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have
tired.
a very important topic and a very sensitive topic to talk about today on this table right here. We are talking about the rate of kidnapping in Nigeria. And to help us talk deep on this show, to help us digress, to help us analyze this show, to help us bring out precaution measures, to help us curb this particular kidnapping effect or kidnapping in Nigeria as a youth, we have a lecturer in the Gen Z lecturer, Jaja. Jaja, you're welcome to
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
True, you be Gen Z.
I go do now. But we thank God.
Jaja, wait to you be lecturer. For which school?
University of Port Harcourt.
You be lecturer like this now, today like this, we lecturer for you.
Theatre and Film Studies.
Oh man.
The students go come for you. Why the question?
Do you understand? Student they call you staff for the school. No verse.
What would they call me?
Wow.
By next year, I shall have my PhD.
Sharp. You see people from because most lecturers they do
At the C's.
they give them F9.
But we give them back.
Okay.
But we don't victimize.
Hope say you know be wicked lecturer. Because
No.
lecturers are those lecturers where if you don't consider them, they don't feel you whether we
No,
men or men.
I suffer from them now, so I would not want
Give
to
it back to others.
give the same thing, the same energy. So I just try to balance it up.
We need
You be
people
strict,
like you.
and then you are firm, and then you are also free. But then so that they will know how to address you, when to address you. If you're too free, they'll take you for granted. Then if you're too hard, they will hate you, and then they will not want to listen to you. And once they don't listen to you, you can't impact in them. And once you can impact in them, you are failed.
You have spoken like a lecturer.
I swear, sharp. You don't something you just tell me say no be so. You don't talk. I mean, no problem.
So-
We're there for you. All right. So today, Jaja, we're talking about kidnapping. All right.
Okay.
Now, in recent time, kidnapping has been something that is unbearable in River State, in Niger Delta, in
Nigeria
as
at
a whole.
large.
Do you understand? We're no more safe again. It's becoming unbearable. It has been there. It's something we all came to notice, or it's something we came and met.
Yes.
But then in recent time, they've been using so many
Has-
measures. They call you,
has
they tell you this,
increased.
that, they tell you, you understand. They are also digitalizing their kidnapping
Of course.
measures, whatever thing they call it. Do you understand? So right here now, let's talk about kidnapping. How do you see kidnapping in recent time?
Basically, it is no longer news that it's everywhere, even beyond Nigeria. It's everywhere. It's terrible. It's something that the government need to really look at it. Because whether I like it or not, like you said, nobody is safe. Your next door neighbor, you don't even know the person anymore. Even the recent one that happened that they get posted online,
Yeah.
how she
The
went to
Port Harcourt
visit a
boy.
friend, and the boy turned it to a kidnap scene, started beating her and all of those things. But she was smart enough to have sent a location earlier because she wasn't feeling too good initially. So, anyways, people just have to be careful. As we digress, as we progress, we begin to exhume the measures, why it's happening, and all of those things, because there's a reason for it.
I don't
Okay,
think
so,
there's
yeah,
any
but
justifiable.
No, there's no
I
justifiable
don't.
reason.
Okay, I
What's
don't.
But there's a
your take on
reason.
Kidnapping, you know.
There's no justifiable
Reason,
but there's a
but
reason.
yeah, some
And
people
whether I
would
like
say-
it or not, there's no smoke without fire.
Of course.
To you, it might be a bad reason, but for the person who is engaged in
sees it's
such,
reasonable.
has a reason for it,
But
and
me,
then it must be tackled.
okay. Me, I would say yes. Kidnapping of course, is in the increase, and then we all know that, like he said, either negative or positive, there is a reason. People live with the excuse of there are no jobs. Some go
yeah,
with the
exactly.
excuse of fire is no more
Government
existing.
is not.
Government is not giving them opportunity, but then they are forgetting that there's skill. There's currently the internet has made everybody a CEO,
Of course.
whether you like it or not. So I feel like they have failed to search within themselves to find their alter ego, to find that thing that they can do to contribute to the society, either through content creation, either through learning a skill as much as cinematography, as much as photography. Even these days, ushering has become a
Of course.
thing.
Yes.
But then these people are looking for fast money. That's the only reason, because it's just like talking about Yahoo. It's the same thing as kidnapping.
Of course.
The Yahoo boy is there because he needs
They're
fast
on the
cash.
same. They're on the
Yes,
same pedestal.
impatience. That's what is causing it. And currently in River State, it's in the increase. You don't even know who is a casual friend anymore. You don't.
Exactly,
Gone are
that's-
those days you're excited to meet, to network.
people, yeah,
I'll use the
yeah.
word networking.
Yes.
And how do you make business partners? It's through networking. How do you meet people? It's through but now you're not sure who you're networking with. Is the
Because
person?
you're not even safe.
Is the person
And
a
this
psychopath?
at this period, they are not even looking like it.
Now, yeah,
They are the
exactly.
most
Is there any
friendly.
recent? Is there any recent cases that looks different, unlike the one we know? You know, those days we know there's this popular one chance kidnapping.
Yes.
But right now,
This one I just mentioned now, this recent one, they planned a date
A date.
together, a movie date
Right.
together, and then later on, the young man changed the plan. That okay, I think it was something late,
He said his car
and
was
then
in
his
the
car was
wash.
bad, something like that. So he came to the girl's apartment, picked her, and then went to his house. So he wanted to freshen up so they can go on the movie
Movie
date.
date.
So it took a lot of time to come down from upstairs. So the girl was feeling some kind of way, and then she had to share her location. So she went upstairs to knock, to inform me that we are wasting so much time. We're not going again.
He was on
So
the
he was
bed.
like, don't worry, I'm coming, just go back. So when he came, he saw her making a call or something like that. So he got angry, seized the phone. That was it.
Became very hostile.
Brought out the machete and started eating her with it.
Very
We thank God that it
scary.
didn't kill her, because she was one I reported. For her to report, that means she
was really smart. She
escaped.
was
alive,
lucky.
yeah.
Yes.
So this format, you won't even know,
At all.
because people planned a movie date, and she was excited, only for there to be a twist of fate, and if not for God, she would have died. But we thank God. So there is no format now. Before, like you said, one chance, they can just boggle you and put you in a vehicle and move,
I've been a
and all of
victim
those
of one
things.
chance.
You've
But
been a
now,
victim of one chance before.
yes, even my younger sister has been.
Wow.
But I was lucky. I was lucky. That's why they say greed and quick money can take you to
Would you want
somewhere
to
else.
share the
It's not biggie now. I think it was around that Peter Odili Road access, and I was still in school, but then I came for holiday. I don't stay with my mom as at then, so I went to visit my mom. And I came out of, Peter Odili Road is kind of, it's kind of quiet.
Yes.
You get, so not all taxis you're sure of. I always prefer to go to Amadi to pick
Okay.
vehicle, but that day I'm like, I'm exhausted. Let me stop a taxi. So I stopped, and then immediately I stopped and entered. The person in front came down. So we moved towards Amadi roundabout. Another guy entered. So it looked like it was a very comfortable scenario. It was like a very normal commercial vehicle. And immediately we passed the roundabout, I noticed they were turning towards another direction. And I asked her, this is not the way to Agri Road. I was going to town. What is happening? Immediately the guy in front had told me that he's from one of these French-speaking country, and that I look like his twin sister. I was not so interested. And then I had about 300K of my business money. Then I was doing business. And it was like, that he bought things for Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State, that he dumped in, the things are in the Catholic church, he wants to sell it off. He acted like he was begging the driver to help him out. So beside me was a lady whose claims she's interested, meanwhile she's part of them. She was like, I'm interested though, what do they sell? In all of this, I was looking out the window, and as I'm talking like this, the car was still moving off my direction. But because I was beside the door, I said, what's come to the worst, I go roll for ground. I rather motor jam me and people go carry me. So as I was there, she was like,
already aware.
I was aware already. The scenario had given me that discomfort in the vehicle. Yeah. So I was like, I was not including myself in the conversation. So the lady was not like, my girl. See now, see this guy won't say hair. You dey wear fine hair. I said, man, I need a Wi-Fi hair. This thing has sponge. Maybe I'm lucky to buy a better one. So immediately he said, see this paper. If he changes it will turn to 1,000 naira. I was not interested. I was not like, my friend will look like my twin sister. Look now. I said, okay, you now give me the money. He was like, who get water? Water did the driver's seat. He gave it to me. He was like, put them inside, you go see. I collected it. I put it inside. It turned to 1,000 naira. He said, I take him. I said, no, I'm not interested. He said, go join me. It turned to 1K before me. And I gave it, yes, it turned to 1,000 naira. He said, I should take it, I can spend it.
We are talented though.
I can spend it. I said, spend what? I'm not interested. So I dropped it, the water poured. The woman was like, madam, you don't want to make money. All of this, we've passed. Oh God, what's this lonely road in Peter Odili? I've forgotten the road, but it's a very lonely place. I think you're going to that Transamadi Gardens. I'm like, okay. So I said, I won't drop. He said, no drop. I get hair for you. I said, I no go like to you. I know the interest. I said, okay, that he wants to do business, that he will give me a portion of the hair. I should go and sell in school. I will pay him. Then the others I'll pay when I'm done selling. I said, as you see me now, at the school for Uniport. Meanwhile, I need a school for Uniport. I no get Gary. I come a Bluma to come beg my mama to give me raw Gary to go drink for school. Make a manage for 3 days. Say this town where they go now, I go beg my cousin to give me dry fish where I go add to Gary. Next thing I hear, bad market. I say, happy bad market. Bad market, come on for motor. I say, okay. I said, I take come out, close that. I say, thank you, Jesus. Wow. Imagine all of that stunts had interested me. Do you get? I would have been a pawn to them.
Yeah.
I would have fallen into their trap. So that was how I escaped that.
Is there any recent, strategy that we need to put out there for people to be aware of? I think I heard one about you're a job or you're a business owner, a skilled business owner. They call you, maybe like we now, call you to say, as a photographer, come record.
Yeah, something like that happened to a Port Harcourt lady.
Yes.
Yes, do you know about the story?
I'm not too familiar with it, but I guess I was a makeup artist. I think I saw that one on TikTok.
Okay.
That she was kidnapping. Wow.
She was going for a makeup job. So then she fell into the hands of this.
Oh, she was going.
Yes. She was going. So she's not lazy. She's not doing what some girls would be doing.
Yes.
So she's fending for herself. She's also, she has a skill, makeup. So she was going for a makeup work. and then she fell into the hands of these persons, and they demanded for ransom. They got the ransom, and they still killed her.
Oh my God.
Ouch, that's so sad.
I think in, is it Imo State or
Yeah, that politician, right?
no, that is a pastor.
Mm.
A pastor and some of his workers. I think he's a pastor. He was also kidnapped, and then they paid the ransom,
And it was
and they still killed the pastor.
The one I know is about, I think, a reverse person who she's into catering. She cooks,
Okay.
and then she was. These people have different tactics these days. She was engaged to come and do a job for them in one of the eastern part of Nigeria, and then she, with the mindset that she's coming
And
for.
probably they must have even paid her.
Yeah, she said they have given her first installment.
Yes.
And then she had come with, all these caterers, they always go with somebody that will assist them. And they told her that she should come without anything. They have everything. They are buying their market, everything from there. So she's only coming to cook the food, which is normal. So she went, and then when she went, she said when she entered the compound, she saw just a canopy. She was uncomfortable about it, but then she was like, okay, maybe they are still setting up, because it sounded like it was a big celebration. So they told her, go to the back of the house and wait. She assumed that is where the cooking is going to take place. So she went there, waited 1 hour, 2 hours. She was uncomfortable. Thank God for location again. She sent her location to people in Port Harcourt that she really stayed to. This is where she is. So the whole scenario is not so comfortable with her. Long story short, she waited for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Her colleague is already telling her, this thing looks like it's going to happen. It was running late. All of a sudden, they told her, she called the person that contracted her, who now told her he's coming, but he never came. All of a sudden, they opened the door and told her to enter. When she entered, there was somebody else there looking like he was already dying.
Okay.
What is happening? The door was not. As she entered, they locked the door. No way. Scenario don't change. What happened? Fortunately, she was praying and hoping. The story states that a man was passing and saw her. Saw them took the window and said, what thing I want to do here? This compound where na human being and a cook chop.
So probably she must have
She was
been
there to come and
to
be cooking for them. She was actually kidnapped to be a personal chef for them. And she didn't know. So the man just out of pity was like, no worry. When this man come out, I'll come open it for you. And that was like, open. He said, see this road, just they run. If you see water enter, they go.
So that is why for skillful people like that, there's the moment they begin to give you uncanny conditions, that should strike your instinct to have that uncomfortability to go. Just like the story you just said now. They told you not to come with anybody, not to come with anything. For me, I feel it's a red flag to start with because of the trending issue. Now, if you're going for any event, you're going anywhere that you have a crew, you have people you work with, and all of a sudden they tell you not to come with anybody. For me, I'll be uncomfortable. I won't go. So I just feel that people should just begin to read in between the lines. Don't just get too familiar.
Exactly.
Don't just get too carried away.
Some persons when they step into an environment, they talk anyhow, they smile anyhow.
Yes.
Things anyhow. You living your life like free, nothing they happen.
Don't get too comfortable. They promised you. They've paid the first installment. Don't get too carried away. Still get yourself all gathered up together so you can think straight. You can know when something is going wrong immediately. But God, I just pray that bad thing happen to me, but I have one spirit. If I'm going for something,
it tells you.
Once I'm wearing my clothes, if my spirit is troubled, I won't go. If you have paid me, I will refund you and I apologize. I won't go. Because the world is not safe. The world is not safe. Even the vehicles will enter.
Exactly.
They are not.
The vehicles will enter. If I'm entering any vehicle, either I'm in the back seat first. If you are in the back seat, I won't enter the front. It's my principle. Whether I'm late or not, it's my principle. If you are already at the back seat, I will not enter.
Because normally in vehicles, it is very difficult for you to find front space. I think self-awareness is another thing too.
Yes.
You're not aware. you'd always find yourself being a prey to all these
Yes.
things. Now, it is very, you see the front seat, natural public vehicle, people rush the front seat. So it is very difficult for you to see a vacant front seat. Although you will sometimes, but on a regular.
I don't even
and
encourage the
then-
front seat.
And then
I like front seat.
I don't
you
encourage the front
understand?
seat.
No, it is that front seat. People rush it a lot.
And
We know
again-
that when accident want to happen, you know it's different. But normally people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because it's sort of kind of maybe comfortable.
Yes,
Yeah.
they get to see the view and all of this.
yeah.
Yes. But I don't like it.
So
personally.
how can these be controlled? Because
Then okay,
before
if you're going on a journey, our public commercial transport. There's one I watched on TikTok.
Yeah.
The guy was trying to give parameters on how to curb or try to reduce this. If you are going to don't tell the driver
your location.
where you're going to,
Okay.
especially if he's driving alone. Let him say Rumola.
Oh, I saw that.
Let him say Rumola. Let him say Garrison. Then you say okay, water lines. You enter. Because what they do is they will prey on your information.
Yeah.
So when you say Garrison, okay, let's go.
Okay. That's
So once you're going, but do guys do this now? Don't worry, let's just follow this other side. That's the trick they will use. They want to cut traffic and all of those things. So let's take this other way, and you bite. The person is not lucky, but we pray we should just be careful. Like you said, self awareness. You should know that this thing is in vogue. Try as much as possible. If you're entering a vehicle, you must look at the vehicle. There was that I was in a taxi. And then I think I was coming from an event in UST. So I was going to, a lady stopped and we were two guys and a lady behind. She stopped, she flagged at the taxi stopped. Then when she wanted to enter, she just looked and then she said she's not entering. The driver started abusing her, useless. If they want kidnapping, they will kidnap you. I said, okay, no need to, you don't have to do that.
Did you enter the vehicle?
No, she didn't enter. No, I was in the vehicle already. I was in the vehicle.
Okay.
From UST. I was in the vehicle. So the lady, I think it was around this MTA place, it was in the night. So she stopped us and then she looked. 3 people at the back. I know these kidnappers, they must attach a female to them.
Make you feel comfortable.
So she looked, she saw, and then she wouldn't enter, she left. The driver was abusing her. I had to stop him because she is aware. To her, she's not feeling like she wants to enter.
She's comfortable with it.
So what if we were kidnappers actually, and then she entered?
Yeah.
That's what I told him. What if we were kidnappers and she entered? She would have gone, but now she just saved herself from being kidnapped. So we can at least avoid, no matter how late you are. Sometimes it's because of we are trying to catch up an event, we are trying to catch up where we are going to, so we don't even pay attention
to those things.
to those signs.
Like the young popular hype man that died. Roland, my very good childhood friend. It was really sad to a point that they even paid ransom and they still killed him and dumped him at Amadi roundabout. And he's the only child of his mother.
This kidnapping case is something else.
And it's during the day at Ada George here.
Yes.
It's even worse in our water.
Yes.
It's really sad because, but how can this be controlled? Is it engaging this youth? Because it appears there was this story, and I'm beginning to believe it, that when boys were involved in illegal bunkering, to be corrected, I'm not encouraging it. I'm only stating what was observed. During that period, a lot of harm was reduced when they were engaged in the illegal bunkering activity. You notice we had almost no record of kidnapping, of armed robbery, of stealing. But now that federal government have tried their best to curb it by using people like Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, it's has made them to feel like, okay, we don't know any other thing. Make we go. Since na thief we sabi, we dey thief oil and don't catch us. Let's go to killing our fellow human beings, which is wrong. How do we engage these youths? How do we engage their mind? Because right now, public speaking is not working anymore. People would call them church too much these days.
You know, during that era when militancy was in vogue in the Niger Delta, there was a strategy that Yaradua did.
That's the amnesty.
The amnesty that it did, and whether I like it or not, it reduced militancy, if not to the barest minimum.
Yes.
Now, the thing that our government do, They are used to taking you out of a crime and then they leave you there.
Very
They
true.
don't have a plan B for you.
Yes.
So it is one of the problems that we are having. These boys are involved in all sort of things,
Yes.
Like both fire,
and all those things. Now you've stopped them from that.
Kidnapping and all of
So should they just sit in
Sit
their
down.
house, fold their hands? They can't pay their bills. They can't do anything. Most of them have kids
Yes.
that they are supposed to fend for, and they are not doing anything. And like they said, that an idle man
is
is
the
the
devil.
devil's workshop. So at that point, whatever thoughts that come to your mind, you don't have the moral capacity
To
resist
defeat
it.
yes.
Because one, you don't have the financial strength to advise that thought.
Yeah.
Maybe probably you go sit down for one beer parlor, take beer, cool off. You know?
Do you
Even
understand?
the beer I don't fit pay.
Do you understand? So your guy have to pay for you safe, and then you go home. You have to ask for transport to go home. So as you're going, the devil whispers a lot to your ears, and then because you don't have what it takes to resist the devil, when Bible says resist the devil to flee, you must have what it takes to resist the devil. And part of it is that you are financially okay, even if you're not that rich, but to
provide
provide that basic amenities you need is essential. So they take these persons out of a crime and then allow them. So like she said, you have to empower them.
Yes.
The first to reduce, we are not saying that it cannot vanish all of a sudden, but we can curb it, we can reduce it. Empower them, create programs. In Nigeria, like they said, there's one popular trending comment that was do one thing is by connection, something like that. That's how Nigeria is. That's how Nigeria is. Even this lecturing job that I had, if not that my boss, the then HOD, had to ensure that she move ahead of others.
Knowing
I
that
wouldn't
you
have
have the
gotten it.
capacity, yes.
Now, I tried my best to ensure that, okay, I was qualified. But with my qualification, I still need an extra push
Imagine.
from somebody.
So how much more the ones who do not have all these qualifications?
Do you understand? So the government should try in their own way, create empowerment programs for these people. And whether I like it or not, these persons have seen money in these illegalities.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, if somebody that
these
built house with it
illegalities,
now.
they've seen money. So when you remove them from that place, federal government now can do one thing that you now be giving them 30,000, 20,000, and his house rent is 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. He has children to feed. They won't see it as anything. They won't see it. At least you must take them to get to that minimum wage pedestal, if at all.
Understand.
Most of the empowerment I've seen is below the minimum wage.
Exactly. I saw one local empowerment. You know, when I mean local, like in our local communities,
Yes.
and the guy was like, they were paying him 30,000 naira to be, and then they do community policing. I'm like 30,000 in a month. And I was like, and believe me,
What will he do for him? Imagine that guy. Let's say he does not even have a family, just him alone with the current economy. You cannot.
You cannot.
A cup of Gary is how much? You can't. So these are the reason why these people engage in all of these illegal activities.
So the government have a role to play. Them, they have a role to play as well. Whether I like it or not, none of us that have not been through tough times, phases. Before Calabar TV got to where it is, you know how far you have gone. You know how far you've gone. So everybody have gone through some phase. But it is that courage. Most of them don't have courage to persevere.
Yes.
They don't have the courage to persevere.
Perseverance.
Like she said, patience. They don't have the patience to wait for that time. And most of them are not true Christians. To know that the better is the end of a matter than the beginning. So you have to endure. And then most of them don't have vision. They don't have life ambition. Because once you have vision and ambition, you should know that there is a time to achieve certain things.
Yes.
exactly, there's a time.
To achieve certain things. And it is that time frame that gives you the perseverance, the patience
To wait.
to wait and then follow the process because there's a vision.
Things.
But once there is no vision, you want to live by any means. So that is part of the problem they are having. Most of them don't have vision. Even if you take them away from that place now, give them 10 million, they'll squander it.
Yes, they'll squander it.
They'll
If not,
squander
the money
it.
they are making
Even
from
if-
the
that's what
kidnapping,
I'm saying.
couldn't
Even
they have retired
outside
to
the-
do something
outside
good?
the kidnapping, even the illegal, production
Refine-
they do,
rebunkering.
refining
Yes.
stuff they do, they make a lot of money. Some
Yes.
persons make like as 20.
What they
10
do,
million
they
naira
go
a
to
night.
the happening club
They have
and
money.
spend. Then they'll buy gold, buy this,
Yeah,
buy
exactly.
carry women. No investment, no plan,
So
no
there's no
10-year
life
plan,
goal.
no plan B.
There's no vision, there's no ambition. So it is part of the problem that they are also creating for themselves. Like, you've done kidnapping 2-3 times, you should retire. If at all there was a vision, you retire. Invest in something. There's a lot of things to invest.
Why even go at the length of killing the person, taking people?
Police, our force rather, need to do better in
Yeah,
because
Yes.
why I know that they have. When people say the Nigerian police don't know what to do, I disagree.
No, they do.
Because let's look at when they need to do something, they do it.
Yes.
Yes, if a Nigerian police,
If the Nigerian
Yes.
police is
need to do
interested in that
something,
thing and they want to do
The
it,
Aoda kingpin,
yes,
exactly.
the Aoda kingpin that killed
I
that
wish I
head
could
of
remember
department,
his name.
head of DPO, the DPO in Aoda, that kingpin. Do you know that it was apprehended by the police?
See,
exactly.
By the police when he was declared wanted. I think when I was doing my masters, it was part of my case studies because I was looking at the Niger Delta struggle and all of these things. It was part of it. The police, they know what they are doing,
they do, but why are they
but
not?
sometimes they
Why?
compromise.
Exactly, why? Why
They
are you
compromise.
choosing?
Sometimes they compromise. So and it still boils down again to the government. If you know how much they are paying these people.
I swear, massive.
No, I'm serious.
They pay them.
And
They are
they don't
no.
owe them.
No,
Yes, they pay them. They are
they are
paying them
not
well
paying them
now.
well.
They've increased a lot of their salaries now.
No,
Police. Now,
those
see,
recruits.
That's what
Because I served in the
about to
barracks.
say. They have those men, those big guys that what they get is even bigger than their salary, which is still part of the job, right?
Yeah.
Which still gives them the leverage to say this job is paying me well. The pay might not necessarily be my salary, but those insecticides that comes
Yes.
along with the salary.
Incentives, yes.
So now let's look at the other big oga. The smaller people are also learning from the big guys, right? My oga takes 10 million naira in a month. His normal basic salary is like 800k. How does he get this 10 million? The big guys come to collect. So they will go in their local territory to take from these local guys too. That's what they do. A policeman's salary. See, okay, so basically there's a policeman. I was coming from the village and there was a policeman I carried, a DPO, so to say. I won't mention the community, right? But it's like a growing station that they just built. And the guy is saying his salary is how much, but he owns a car of this and that. And I'm like, now, okay, they enjoy everything. They pay. I say, for we are a hustle with a hustle, get it, but me, I don't want to come here, make I no deal. See, if a man hustles properly, he would always, he will never hide his wealth.
That I'm telling you now.
Because that particular thing is illegal. That is why he will
You
not
can't
want
see
to. Just like a Yahoo guy that has big phone.
He hides the one.
He hides
uses
the.
it.
Do you understand? He hides it.
Yes,
doesn't
because it's working phone.
They show up, no problem. They show up, but that.
No, but when they are going to certain environment, that they know that their eyes will be on them.
They want to hide that
hide
one,
it.
and I'm like, what the fuck? Really, these policemen, they are making money and they are still complaining that there is no money.
I
No,
feel
why they say there is no money is because they are not looking at the money they make outside their salary. So we're looking at their basic salary.
But contentment is one thing as a
exactly.
human.
And if you want
No,
to talk
see,
about doing the right thing,
fine, contentment has a role to play. But then, let's look at the police people who stand on the road. There was a time, I can't remember the year, where some policemen were shot on the road because these guys, armed robbers, were just coming and then they saw the police people, they just opened fire on them and all those things. Life has gone. I was together. These men, they stand on the road. And I know you travel a lot. You see all these policemen, army men standing on the road till daybreak and all of those things. Those persons who earn well in the military and in the police force are those officers. But the one that relates with the common man, they don't treat that one well. It's that one that haunts the common man.
but in everything there's hierarchy. There's hierarchy. If you
So-
want that level of if you want that level of money, then you have to get the education.
So-
Maybe go to the police
So if
academy.
everybody, the Bible says that the poor will always be around you. If everybody becomes educated and then becomes officers, who will not protect the poor man?
No, my point is not being on the level of your boss does not mean you should not do your job, or does not mean you should not have certain level of commitment to what you're doing.
They do.
As you are on the road, if an authority, if a job comes and an authority is given to you, you will do your part because you're being paid for that one that you're being asked
Of
to
course.
do. So you cannot tell me that, oh, in this terrain there is a dreaded kidnapper that is stressing this community.
You know
it. You are aware.
You know where
rather
to get
than
the person
rather than doing what you're doing, you're even conniving, because in recent times the police force are even they are conniving with these people to do all of this.
Yes, most of the time.
Yeah, they will leave the road where they're supposed to protect at a particular time for the kidnappers to do what they want to do.
When they
then
are
they will
gone.
come after that.
When they are gone.
You know, it's a typical police experience. They only come when
So I mean, the force
the
needs
event
to also
is
be,
over.
you know, when they say sweep and restructure again, that would also help.
And then, recently, I like what the police force is doing. You know, the media has also helped in reducing
Controlling.
police brutality,
Yes.
police illegality, and all of that. Like for we as journalists, you know, the moment we come out, maybe probably they see our camera, they're like, for me, I'm like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Let them go, let them go, let them go. Do you understand? Because
This media can also help you.
do you understand? Are you scared? What is there to maybe have a little chat with the media guy? The same way you have chat with all these people, all these commuters, these road commuters.
They are
Do
afraid,
you understand
man.
what I'm saying? So the police itself, they need to maybe do a body cam system. Do you understand? I don't know, or maybe road traffic cameras.
Okay.
So it's probably going to help more.
Okay, to
Yes, to
mitigate,
checkmate what these guys are
checkmate
doing.
what they are doing.
When the armed robber leaves, when you're coming back, why are you coming? Because sometimes you see armed robber shooting here. Police is there, not too far, not like maybe 5 kilometers.
They're not coming.
They're not coming. Maybe probably the body cam will film them. Why are you guys there when you're hearing gunshots here? Maybe a serious robbery taking place. When you stop hearing the gunshot, then you now on your ignition and drive down here. But
They're
then
interested in the 200 naira they're taking.
It's really well. So now, in conclusion, Jaja, what is the way forward for the common man, for me and you, for you and me? What is the way forward in one word?
Like you said, self-awareness. Self-awareness, then get close to God. Get close to God, very important. Self-awareness, then we can be extremely careful, but we can also try to be careful. Then do not fail to listen to your inner self when it talks to you. Listen, let them call you stupid and all those things. Get all the embarrassment you can get, but stay safe. That's the most important thing. Just stay safe.
All right. So
And always send your location, even
Very
with
important.
with both anything. Trust the person in your family to tell the most important thing in your life, because at the end of the day, there was a case I handled in court. Just to add to this, there was a case we handled in court, and then the person was a boat rider who was kidnapped. They booked him,
Okay.
and then he was taking them to this Ahoda axis. And while he was going, the way the road was looking, oh God, they say pass here before they knew it. They've kidnapped him, dismantled his Toyota Corolla. To cut the long story short, he was killed after ransom was paid. But how were they able to apprehend these people? Just because the husband sent his location to his wife. And that was how they were able to track till they got to the point where his car was found. As you know, no matter how he dismantle a car, there are some parts you still see. We saw the man's trousers, saw his dead body, and they were able to trail these people and finally apprehend them. So always share your location,
Very important.
regardless of where you're going to.
Very important. You know, some persons are too secretive.
Yeah,
exactly.
So no matter how secretive you are,
Have one
there should be somebody,
you can trust.
at least 2 people, that you can tell that this is where I am going to. This is what I want to go and do. open up
Yes.
and then share your location. It's very important
Very.
now as it is. If possible, self, do a video where you are.
That's what saved that
Consent.
Port Harcourt girl now.
Do a video as you enter any vehicle anywhere. Just do a video, normal video. Send on your status. Send to some persons.
Yeah, exactly.
For
Let
those
them
that
know.
don't like to post, I hope you're hearing this.
But some persons do like private life.
Private life. It's good, but
The
then
world we are now.
Private, yeah.
The world we are now. There are certain things that should not be private. Especially when it has to do with you being on transit. It shouldn't be private. So that people can know on time. When you're in distress, people can know on time. And then you just give a distress call, and then God willing and God on your side, they will locate you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is really insightful. It has opened our eyes. All right, we've learned a lot. We've been aware. We've also understood that we need to listen to our instinct and a lot of that. We've come to the end of today's conversation, and we had Jaja in the building, lecturer Jaja in the building.
Thank you.
We threw more light on the conversation, right? So we're going to see you same time, same day, same time, 5 p.m. West African time. Stay tuned, my day. Bye-bye.
Bye.